Hi guys and welcome back. Today I'm talking you through how to do this glossy lid and draped blush makeup look. So let's get started. Taking the Pixi H2O skin drink, I'm just going to apply this all over my face to add a little bit of extra hydration before we apply our makeup. Following with the Pixi Glotion Day Dew. Now this is a super illuminating primer, or that's how I'm using it today, and it really does shine through the foundation. For foundation today, I'm using the YSL Fusion Ink Cushion Foundation in the shade 20 and applying it using my F22 brush from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. I love this foundation and I did mention it in my August favourites, so if you'd like more information, check the description box below. Following with the Touche Éclat in the shade 1.5, and I'm just applying this as a slight highlight just to give me a little bit more luminosity onto my skin. And I'm using a combination of the F22 brush and my fingers to just blend out that product. To act as a base on my eyes, I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and just taking the light banana coloured powder. Now you can use any cream or light coloured powder to do this. Next, I'm taking the NYX Strobe of Genius palette and just taking this bronzy shade and applying that using the same brush all over the lid. Then I'm going back in for this lighter shade and just applying that into the center of the lid. Now to get the glossy eye look, we're going to need to add something, and I'm using the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream. If you don't have this, you could use something like a clear lip gloss, or there are products specifically made for glossing out there. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply this all over the lid, straight up until the crease. And once you're happy with that level of gloss, just apply some mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Next, we're moving on to brows, and I'm using the Pixi Clear Brow Gel to get that Hollywood brow look. So I'm just going to brush up into the hairs to get them going in the same direction. Then I'm moving on to the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I'm just going to start filling in those brows to give a little bit of structure. And to conceal the under eye area, I'm using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer with a touch of the Touche Éclat because my Nars concealer is almost run out. And once again, I'm just going to blend that out using my finger, followed by the F22 brush. And to set my under eye area, I'm using the Ben Nye Neutral Set Colourless Powder. Before taking a large duo fibre brush and just applying that all over the rest of my skin. For blush today, we're using the Marc Jacobs Airblush in the shade Lush and Libido. Now, I'm actually going to be contouring with blush or draping in this look today. So I'm taking the darker shade and I'm going to go ahead and use that to contour. Now, this is inspired by the celeb makeup artist Bandy, and this is how he used to use blush in the 80s. And I'm just going to follow that with the Loreal Perfect Match highlighter, and this is in the shade Ice Glow. So I'm just applying that right on the very highest points of my cheeks, my nose, Cupid's bow, inner corner of my eyes, and also the crook of my nose. By applying our blush and highlighter in this way, it really does give you that sculpted Bandy inspired look, and I think it gives such an amazing editorial look. Finish off the eyes with a coat of mascara on the lower lashes. And for lipstick, I'm using the Makeup Forever Artist Rouge in the shade C206. Now, I did notice as soon as I applied this lipstick, it really did bring out that beautiful pink blush even more. And here is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and this Bandy inspired glossy lid look. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!